appetising, a plate full of supplements. They are not all GAPS things. I've got cod liver oil, which is GAPS, definitely. Cod liver oil. Are you getting your cod liver oil every day? I've got some chlorella, which I wouldn't recommend if you haven't already done some kind of cleansing to do with heavy metals. And I've got some magnesium, which I would really never be without. We do Epsom salt baths on GAPS, but I found Nutrient Nirvana, which will give me 4 different kinds of magnesium all in a gelatin capsule, which is what I want, because that methyl cellulose rubbish just doesn't cut it for me. In fact, it causes problems. This is one of the reasons why Dr. Natasha says, don't bother with supplementing until you've healed and sealed the gut. Because if you're having methyl cellulose capsules in a broken microbiome, the gut bugs, the pathogenic ones that are having a party and spewing up rubbish all over your carpet and breaking glasses in your kitchen, inside in your temple, right? They will feast on the methyl cellulose. Methyl cellulose is a plant cellulose. So ruminants like cows and sheep and horses are well equipped to deal with plant cellulose. You know, they have rumens, the sheep and the cows do. They have a belly full of bacteria which love to eat plant fibre. But we humans, with our canines, with our little pointy teeth, our gut resembles that of a wolf rather than a sheep or a cow. We have acid in our stomachs. We haven't got bacteria in our stomachs. So, you know, did you know you could feed a cow on some urine-soaked newspaper and it would actually still produce milk? That's because you're feeding the bacteria. And likewise, with us, we really need to think of our microbiome as kind of like a pet, as like a bunch of pets that we need to feed. We need to feed them, and they need certain things. So, I mean, I have over the years spent literally thousands of pounds on supplements over the years, you know, before I really found out about GAPS. But even since GAPS, on GAPS we use Lugol's iodine, that's a supplement. We use cod liver oil, that's a supplement. And we also use binders, which is, you can use humic and fulvic minerals, which Paul from Nutrient Nirvana also supplies an excellent humic and fulvic mineral. Zeolite clays, bentonite clay. When I was little, we used to have kaolin and morphine in the medicine cabinet. Can you believe it? Kaolin as in a greenish coloured clay mixed with literally morphine for when you had a tummy bug. I used to go into the medicine cabinet in the bathroom sometimes and sneak a little swig of it. I was getting hooked on opiates when I was, you know, how old was I? I don't know. I used to go and self-medicate occasionally. As we all do, self-medicate. But, you know, when your brain chemistry gets sorted, when you start to actually get these building blocks sorted, when you use the food as the medicine, you see, when you've healed and sealed the gut lining, right, then your body can properly assimilate the supplements you're taking. But if you're like, I don't feel very well, I better take some supplements, you better check your gut first. Make sure that you're actually assimilating the stuff properly and that you're not feeding the pathogens with the methyl cellulose capsules. So Dr. Natasha is quite right, I think. Don't bother taking supplements if you've got bloating, gas, acid reflux, GERD, whatever they call it. I don't know what that stands for. If you've got constipation or loose stools, if you've got migraines, if you've got eczema, if you've got allergies, if you've got asthma, you know, these are all indicators that your gut microbiome is broken. You do some work healing and sealing the gut. Once you've healed and sealed the gut, which can take as little as literally, if you do GAPS intro, which is basically drinking cups of stock all day long and just taking meat and good fats, in 3 days you can have a positive impact on the gut lining. So you need to do a little bit of work after that, but still within 3 days, then maybe you could begin to take the magnesium. But some people can't even take magnesium, they've got to start with potassium. There's a kind of rules of engagement when you're going to remineralize the body. I had a client and she couldn't even handle the magnesium. It made her feel sick. It's because her potassium wasn't in balance. Sarah, if you're listening, I've worked out what it is. You know, you need to start with a mineral mix and make sure that your potassium and sodium is balanced. So your potassium-sodium pump, you know, it's about the minerals that are inside your cells and outside your cells. Then you can come with the magnesium. Then you can come with the retinol, which is the cod liver oil, which is the beef liver. And then you can start on the microminerals like copper, which is essential to order around, as I've spoken before, to order around the iron So for those of you out there thinking you're anemic, the last thing I would do if somebody said you're anemic is take iron, because we're all overloaded, because they have been fortifying the flour with iron since the 1940s. Since the war, they decided it'd be a good idea to fortify the iron and make it stronger, because they were making white flour and taking all the goodness out. Better put some goodness back in, but they didn't put goodness in. They put folic acid, which is rubbish. You need methylfolate. And they put iron filings, literally. You crush a bag of cornflakes and you run a magnet through it, you'll pick up iron filings. We don't need that in our body. We desperately don't need that in our body. Anyway, so yeah, this might look like I'm being hypocritical, because I'm like, you shouldn't take supplements if you've got a leaky gut, you know, but my gut's well and truly healed and sealed. I'm going to take some methylsulfonomethane for sulfur. I'm going to take some magnesium. I'm going to take my cod liver oil. I've already done metal detoxes with lots of zeolite clay and other fulvic minerals and things like that. So I'm taking some chlorella. I'm also having a high dose vitamin C, acerola, which is a food source of vitamin C, because I don't agree with taking but I don't agree with taking ascorbic acid. I don't agree with taking vitamin D, synthetic vitamin D. I think we should get that from liver, or from cod liver oil. What's the other thing I'm taking? Oh yeah, methionine, because that's an amino acid. So I'm taking some amino acids as my supplements, which can really help with your brain chemistry. You know, glyphosate messes with, I wrote about this in my book, Bagel Goggles, glyphosate messes with these amino acids like tryptophan, diphenylalanine, and others that are part of your brain chemistry. So you're lacking, we're all lacking, because glyphosate's been around since the 1980s, and it's in everyone, it's even in newborns' umbilical cords, right? But we can do something about it, so let's not panic, but let's just be aware that our minerals have been robbed. So we've got to get on the remineralisation of the nation thing, people. Anyway, don't be wasting money on supplements if you've got any big symptoms, chronic symptoms, you know, the ones that you go to the doctor and they say you have to take this pill forever. Come and see me, Timeless Cookery, Heal and Seal the Gut with the Food is the Medicine. That's the foundation. And then we can start with the very careful remineralisation process, which will mean that you can live a happy homeostasis and live happily ever after, basically. That's the aim of the game, isn't it? Everybody live happily ever after. Lots of love. Have a beautiful day, even though it's a bit rainy. Okay, bye.